Okay, 101 days out, speed squats, max effort deadlifts on the docket today. And I don't know if it is pulling back volume the last few training sessions or pulling back on food, but holy freaking shit, I feel like a functioning human being for the first time in a very long time. But I need to remember that big picture. The goal right now is to continue feeling like a functioning human being, so we can start stringing more than like 3/4 of a week of training together without feeling like we're gonna die. So for that max effort pull, gonna be doing something that is going to be very load limiting. Like, I wanted to pick a movement that I've been historically bad at just so we can't put like a ton of weight on the bar. And my first thought was to pull sumo today. Then my second thought was I really don't want to pull sumo today. So we're going to be doing something probably a little bit more exciting than that, keeping it a secret until after the speed squats to build suspense or something.
And if you're new to the channel, this is me documenting everything that is and will be necessary to go from a complete pec rupture and repair in 2023 all the way to reaching my goal of hitting the biggest total in Canadian history. We started out coming back from that pec tear in under 9 months to hit a all-time PR total, then moved on to dropping over 100 pounds of body weight in order to start building back better, which is what we are working on right now. Not a whole lot of this has been fun or easy, but my hope is that by sharing the process, you're going to be able to learn something that will make you a better lifter.
I do have something fun planned for the speed squats though, so don't worry. Because running them light on Saturday reminded me how freaking good no hand SSB feels on my brace. So we're going no hands on the SSB. And the biggest reason I like running no hands on the SSB is if your hands are on it, you can round, still be in control of the bar, and almost like let it rest on your rib cage versus actively bracing against it. Whereas if you go no hand, if you crumple, you feel like you're actually going to die. So it ensures that the brace doesn't suck while you're doing it. Other benefit of running it no hands is that it prevents me from overhinging, which has been a little bit of a problem since we came out of the diet. And we'll see how the two reds feel, then decide where we're going for the work sets. To clarify, I am purposefully grabbing the handles at the top of every rep just to prevent accidentally throwing the bar off my back. And I'm figuring that 305 should be workable for work sets. Because speed work is not about picking the heaviest weight that you can move fast. It's about figuring out the lightest weight that you can get good work in and then doing good work with it. And what I'm looking for feel-wise is a weight that I can just push into pretty much through the entire range of motion. Like, if it was perfect world, I'd probably toss a little bit of chain on this, but I don't have chains yet. They're still stuck in shipping, so we'll make this work. First rep, I felt my hip flexion a little weird. Was it too narrow?
I can tell.
Oh.
I was gonna watch the side angle.
Monolift solves all problems. Was thinking like walk on SSB is so weird that I just saved me out his time and walk him out, but I'll waste your time and run hooks. Woo! Hopefully not too pissed off in the editing room when I watch those, because it felt pretty decent by that last set. Now, as promised, really shitty deadlift variation. Stall mat for a deficit, because it's enough of a deficit to make me really fight for the assertive start position, but it's not so much of a deficit that'll totally screw me at the start position with my stubby little short arms, and that's Darrell's warm-up, so I'll let him pull that, then we'll strip her down and get started. Thought I was recording Darrell's set, but apparently I wasn't. Trust me, it moved like it should have. So let's find out how much I'm gonna hate my life with this setup. For reference, my best ever with this setup is 665. I did that pretty shortly after pulling 754 on the platform, so hope is we can get kind of close to that with it still moving well. I mean, 2 didn't feel terrible. And getting the belt on early so I don't have to screw around to figure out what hole I should be in off of the deficit when the weights get heavier. Nailed the belt hole first try, and definitely trusting the hamstring more to be more assertive of the pretension, so we're going straight to 4. And now the trick that we got the belt hole decently figured out is remembering what hole I was in on the last set. I think that's it. And I'm pretty okay with how that moved, but because it is a weird variation, we're going to take a slightly smaller jump than I want to. And we're going to have to wake up a little bit for this one, so it's not the last one of the day. Yeah, that was okay. Thinking probably 625 off of that, and then maybe one more if we make that move really good. And Tyler is doing the same meet as Darrell. Where's the little fella? There he is over there. But because Darrell is planning on pulling upwards of 9, Tyler's trying to get his first 6+ in the meet. Team Peak that Tyler's running is going to be a little bit more friendly for his level lifter, so we're not making today a big heavy push. We're saving that for closer in, so hopefully he smacks the shit out of this triple. Strong, eh? Big in. Yes! Hard toes. Good. Yep. Hell yeah, dude. Figure next week like 550, 560 for a dub, and then...
Sorry?
Next week like 550, 560 for a dub, and we'll be set.
Yeah.
Adequately smacked, and he is going to be more than well set up to break 6 of the meet, so very stoked. And Tyler's got every excuse in the books, because not only do his genetics make it very difficult to gain weight and build muscle, but he's the owner and operator of a ceiling texturing company, so he's spending 10 hours a day every single day up on stilts spraying down some ceilings. But he's still making progress with the team, because what we're doing in there is taking a look at everything that a lifter is doing, everything that a lifter has going on, and then making sure that they are doing the right work for them so we can build their weak points, reinforce the technique that we want, and if we do that, they've got no choice but to make progress. So no matter what you got going on, if you are sick of feeling stuck in the gym, hit the link below and join the team. And plan here is wake up a little bit more, see if we can put a little bit of sauce on it, and if it moves insane well, I'll be a little bit irresponsible. And for that, we're getting the fun music out. We're pulling a PR today. Benefit of picking a variation you suck at is that it's sometimes easy to hit a PR or something. So, getting the extra strong bottle of Zone out to make sure we bring it. At this point, I'm just stoked to get to take a crack at a PR here, so yeah.
Let's go.
And that was freaking perfect because 10-pound all-time PR, still plenty left in the tank. Now, as far as my plan goes for the rest of this session, we're sticking with not cooking ourselves too hard on the little stuff. So no matter how well this 3 reds moves, we're gonna keep her here and not crank the reps insanely high. And goal is to kind of treat it like complementary acceleration training to put some sauce on it. Yeah, that's good enough for set 1. Oh, you're fine. Don't worry about it. And very happy to report that 0 weird hammy feels there at all. Anyways, another 6 here, and plan is to keep the sauce level high. Hope that was 6, I lost count. And I was really hoping with my accessory toning down plan that one of the easier leg presses would be open, but we're stuck on the ridiculously heavy one. But plan is run them narrow stance, feet down on the platform, let the heels come up so we don't need to put a ton of weight on the sucker, and we can make the knees feel nice and lubricated. Hypertrophy optimizers are gonna hate me because I'm just trying to squeeze out a pump here. This thing is so freaking heavy. And I might actually have to pull one of the plates off to hit the desired number of reps here. I swear this thing is really hard. I'm not just that weak right now. But I guess for the plan to work, I gotta get used to embarrassing myself a little. Much more manageable. As terrible of an experience that is, does feel wonderful on the knees and quads. And I kind of have been avoiding this thing because it is so gnarly, but I think it will be more productive for me than the glute ham raise, so we're gonna run this sucker in its place, and plan here is gonna be similar to the stiff leg, so we're gonna keep her relatively light, try to keep the reps relatively fast, and we're not gonna cook them too hard. Compared to GHR, it's probably less hamstring because I'm not leg curling, but when I'm running at feet low, it's a lot of hamstring and it's also a lot of more butt cheek, so it should be more good for my deadlift. Also could tell that the hammy that I tweaked the other week on the stiff legs was there, so I'm glad we didn't start heavier, and goal is to see if we can be a little bit more assertive and trust it a little bit more for this one. So yeah, ain't nothing to it, but do a little bit better here than that last one. With how that one felt, I'm regretting not taking a warm-up, but I'm okay with this. And row machine of choice is being used, so gonna see if I can make this guy work almost as good. I think the problem with the last time that I tried this is I was being an asshole and trying to compete with Joel and making it too heavy to get a really good squeeze in, so we'll start at a plate and try to do better with the lat connection than the last time we ran her. The post slammed in my knee and that kind of hurt, so we'll move her in. I mean, it's a pretty good squeeze. Thinking we can probably go up a quarter, but we'll, actually take a warm up after our last adventure. What I'm thinking is, now that I've realized that this doesn't require a ton of loading, I might use it more often. Because loading plates, kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, this is very okay. Move the hand a little bit lower on the handle as well, and that's letting me drive the elbow down a bit harder. Very squeezy. And moving the camera because I'm really hopeful that my back looks at least a little bit jacked. Update, watch the tape back, and I'm only a little bit disappointed. And to continue executing on that whole not cooking myself plan, gonna run GHR setups just body weight here, because I think part of the problem is having the two hard pushed ab slots right now, like pushing it on this day, it bleeds into the squats, that I end up frustrated that my brace is nowhere on squats, so we're not going to push it on this day and just try to really have a solid hold in the bottom, pause, see if we can tone down those shakes by the end of the set, and we should be good to go Saturday. That's the trick for set one. I need to figure out a word that's one notch down from crank. Whatever that word is, that's what we're gonna do here. And we toned down the shakes a little bit from the first set, so mission very accomplished. And I almost teared up after a deficit PR because holy freaking shit, it has felt so rough for so long. And deadlifts have been the closest to back, so I know I need to not just take it for granted and assume that squat and bench are going to feel amazing next week, but it just shows me that strength is still there. We just need to keep finding it. And like the 675, the last time I pulled off that mat, like I pulled 665 and that built 754 on the platform, and the 675 today moved so much better. And again, like that just shows me that as long as I do not quit, as long as I keep figuring it out, it is going to work. And I'm very happy to report that end of the session, pulling a PR, making it move well, like I don't feel dead in the slightest. Like I feel like I could keep going, which is exactly how we need to be ending these things. And I was joking with Darrell earlier that like I feel lazy training this way, but I think for the time being, I need to be okay with that. I need to be okay with feeling like a bit of a pansy with how hard I'm pushing the accessories, just because we were cooking them so hard for so long. And with how I felt, like it's just a matter of being too cooked. And if I have this little bit of pullback, shake the fatigue off, we will be able to push when we need to push, which is going to be that, 9, 8, 7 week out point when we really need to be ramping. And right now, I think we should be able to pull that off to be in shape for that ramp. And I don't know, I'm just grateful that it's starting to come around. And I still don't know how much of that is the food drop. I don't know how much of that is the volume drop the last couple of days. Either way, I am not complaining, and we're going to keep this rolling until it becomes apparent that we do need to start working more hard again. But we're not going to go full idiot mode and just crank the shit out of everything to 10 out of 10 as soon as that does become apparent, because I don't want to dig myself back in the hole. But we will be ramping up at some point here. Not sure when, but I am looking forward to that, because it does kind of suck to feel as lazy going through my accessories as I do right now. But again, it's necessary. So I think that's what I got for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Have a good night, and I will see you in the team.